Bandito Radio 112 FM, a streaming radio station for all toy enthusiasts, collectors, photographers, and customizers. Built to match your mood and passion. Music from hip-hop to country and all the rock in between with host Howlin' Jim Jackson. For a dose of the macabre, there's Myra's Morgue of Midnight Madness. Plus our newest collector podcast, Purple Gang Gang Full Frontal Purple. And Action Figure Frequencies. With your hosts, SKN's own Chet Maddox and Alexander Storm. Bandito Radio 112 FM. Available to stream now on Spotify, Podbean, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and YouTube.
All systems have been alerted to your presence, sir.
I have a very bad feeling about this.
I hope you know what you're doing.
The Emperor has been expecting you.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Toy Chest, episode 34. Today is June 30th, 2025. I was like, what's today? I was like, I'm all over the place today. I'm your host, Darth Moocher. I've got Scott Solo here.
What's up, nerds?
Alexander Storm from SKN is here.
What's going on?
And Tommy from Bliss Transmissions.
Here I am. I'm back
There
2
you
weeks
are.
in a row. Mark the
Oh,
calendars.
Wait, what do we say? 2 weeks is a coincidence. 3 weeks is a trend. So let's see. Come on, let's get back to the trends.
No promises.
All good, all good. Well, guys, another Monday is here, and we're going to talk all kinds of Star Wars collectibles. This time, maybe veering off from the beaten path of the action figure into something that was 20, 30 years ago, and now it's in the new making of. So let's get to that momentarily. But first, we've got our fine folks at the Shadow Council. Our Patreon list is here, and click that QR code or scan that QR code to get more information and join that ever-growing list. You guys will get the proper shout-out on our Wednesday flagship show, which we digest all things Star Wars, of course. But thank you guys very much. And yeah, let's see who is with us. Of course, we had Commander Bly popping in very, very early today with the I've got the full set of Pepsi cans. I don't think I'll be chasing this run. We will be talking about that first and foremost. But yeah, Howl Runner Base is checking in. We've got Rhino Hobbies. As a Coke man, I have to go with the real thing. I
agree.
I heard that Commander Bly called it pop, so we have to discuss what the hell
It is called pop.
I don't understand. I don't
it's
get
pop.
it. We got Chet Maddox. Yeah, Chet Maddox checking in. Rhino Hobbies. Oh, with that Hawaiian bar. I love me some Hawaiian barbecue. Oh man, That sounds good.
stuff.
Actually, I'm hungry.
It does.
We've also got a Delphi Ranger. Sprite is the basis of well-rounded breakfast, of course. Soundtool 1414 is checking in. I love it. Let's see if I miss anybody, you guys let me know. Stu John Jedi. I also collect lightsabers. That's cool. Commander Bly, what's he say? Oh, $1.90 to kick Alex from the street. Oh, that's the first.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Wow. Well,
yeah.
that's unfortunate. I
That wasn't
mean,
me.
you know,
But
you got to do what the audience wants.
I think it's out of respect. That's a respectable thing. If you have not gotten kicked off this show or
Exactly.
your own show, then I don't know what you're doing.
Just make sure that check clears, guys.
That's
Right. That's right.
Commander Cook is checking in. Pop gang. We got Mando Mike. Bye bye. Oh man. Oh, what's this? Rhino Hobby. If it's Pop in the East Coast and Seattle, I just call everything Coca-Cola. Yeah, I mean, my dad's from Michigan, so everything was Pop to him, soda pop.
Yeah,
you know, and out here, the normies, we don't call it that.
The normies.
Yeah. We don't have Pop over here. We have Coke.
I usually just call it by its name. Pepsi,
Basically.
Dr. Pepper, Coke.
Yeah. We don't have Fago. We don't have Pop. We got Dr. Thunder, and we have Coke.
Dr. Thunder. I need some Mr. Pibb. Come on, where's my Mr. Pibb?
Uh-oh.
Mr. Pibb. I gotta say,
Mr. Pibb.
Mr. Pibb's pretty good.
Yeah.
It is pretty good. It is pretty good. Yeah.
Dr. Brantley checking in. Soda. All right, guys. Well, first, what's Mando Mike $2? Kick everyone. Oh shoot! I went to restart the stream.
Wait, I think I know how to do that. Let's see. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, Mando, he's just trying to cause some stuff, man. But thank you very much for that. Commander Cook is asking, hey, Mr. Commander Bly, do you really have a Pepsi can collection? Like actual Pepsi? I know people who got
about that.
Like Pepsi and Coke are huge collectible markets. Yeah.
Well, now we just ruined Tommy's inheritance. Now he knows what he's getting. He's getting a soda can collection.
Soda can.
Nice.
I better get that giant R2D2 Pepsi cooler that he has from 1999.
Oh.
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it was funny because in our Discord, and if you haven't joined our Discord, the link is in the description below to join because it's an ever-growing discussion. Yeah, like back in the day, they had this R2D2 cooler. I think it was from 7-Elevens or something like that, or AMPMs or whatever. But
yeah, I think it's AMPMs.
It's so funny because my story is I was driving by my neighborhood and someone had out in the front lawn, and I slammed on my brakes, reversed, and said, "How much for that?" $40. Put it in the trunk. We got it. And, it's funny because Commander Bly almost has that exact same story. $40 must have been the going rate, dude.
Yeah,
going rate.
Well, and that long ago, that was almost like $300 nowadays. So you know,
yeah, basically, you know, I couldn't. I took it home. I can't believe I paid $40 for this. That, and I put all the collectible cans in there. You know,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
No, I never. I honestly, I started collecting the cans back in '99, whenever they came out, and I stopped because Moocher has seen my room. My toy room has always been some form of that, right? Some kind of a disaster, and there's just no room for the cans.
Yeah.
So I started collecting them, and I'm like, what am I doing?
Oh shit! I didn't stop there.
What am I
Pizza
doing?
Pizza boxes.
No.
Can I get a box of dough? Sure. Can I? They're like, can you get? No, just give me the box, please. Don't flatten it. Just give me the box.
You know, we return to the age old bit that Moocher and I say to Scott every single week, which is just knock down that wall, make some more room, and then we'll have more space for those cans and other toys. Right?
Scott, you already got construction going on.
I have construction in my
now.
backyard right now. I don't
just
need...
get a couple.
Can you knock down that wall?
Yeah. While you're at it, you're here.
That will give Julie heart palpitations, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We've been dealing with some stuff, boys.
Well, I mean, of course, you guys saw the thumbnail. You see what the big news and the big kind of Star Wars hype is going around. It's a big scavenger hunt. You know, it's the whole Pepsi can / Coke can this time around. Promotional event. But is there anything in the action figure worlds that we need to cover before Comic-Con that's taking place? Because I know Yojo June is finishing up today, and they dropped a mega bomb today, and so maybe we'll get back to some normalcy when it comes to Star Wars a little later. But again, we have Comic-Con within a couple weeks. Yeah, but yeah, I got my SM30. So if you ordered SM33 off of Amazon, you should be getting him way before anybody else. And yeah, I got mine. Scott got his. I saw Yakface got his. Yeah,
and we got him at that $24.99 price point.
$24.99. Oops.
I got
Oops,
mine. I got my email from Big Bad Toy Store today that he's shipping soon. So
cool.
You got him on Big Bad. There's a good chance he's going to be shipping probably this week.
Nice.
Very cool.
It's funny. Yeah, that's my only.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, appreciate it. I heard that the SM33 can stand just fine without the little clear piece under the peg leg. So that's pretty cool too.
Nice.
Does he have peg? I didn't open mine. He doesn't have. I wonder if he has peg holes.
I think the droid foot does, but the peg leg foot has that little clear disc that comes with it to help him stand.
Gotcha. Yeah. All right. Cool. Because I was like, what the other droids? Why they even put holes in their feet? They don't even like Hu Yang. As K2, don't even bother.
Yeah, Hu Yang, I'm gonna throw him in the dumpster because
he's gonna go flying
the other day. Yeah,
he's always he's always leaning forward. And
he's Michael Jackson every single day.
I'd like to point out that my vintage collection Hu Yang is standing perfectly and has not fallen over yet. Carry on, man. Wow. Carry on, gentlemen. Yes.
You got a good stand there. He's on one of the
Tosche Station Emporium for all of your figure stand needs for your vintage collection, your Black Series, your Star Wars Black, your GI Joe classifieds.
I was gonna say it's good for you, but mine's not.
Spider-Man figures.
Yeah.
Mooch, are you gonna be making a figure stand for the GI Joe HasLab?
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. I'm gonna have to do some sort of where it's like pivoted. The Snowcat's pivoted on like one wheel or something, like going over a big snowdrift or something. That'd be cool.
There you go.
So who here has backed the Snowcat? Ask that real quick.
Nope.
What? Alexander Storm has.
Yes, sir.
A month ago, I would have raised my hand.
Yeah.
What are they asking for that?
$324, but obviously taxes and everything in it. By the time it comes to taxes, it was like $356. So it was on par with what they've been before. I was shocked.
That's not bad. That's not bad for lights. I saw the lights on the pictures.
Yep.
That was
cool. Joe has the lights and sounds. They got nice. The HasLabs nailed, right?
That's that we don't have to pay licensing fee money.
Right.
Exactly.
That's
exactly.
what that is.
We own this shit money. Yeah.
Rhino Hobbies has it. I think Chet has done it. Yeah. Go ahead, Scott.
I just really like I really like the stretch goals on this one. The Lady J looks fantastic. The Bivouac is really cool, and Flint looks great too. I mean, it's great. I'm just not collecting the 6-inch vehicles. I'm just too bad massive.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, I mean, the last time I checked, it was almost half funded. That was like at noon tonight or this afternoon. So
I'm looking right now. We've got what are we at? We are at 4,783 backers. Target is 8,000. So this thing will fund. They've got it going. They've got it going until August 8th, I think.
No, August 14th.
August 14th.
45
so
days.
instead of the 30 days that they give Star Wars, they're giving this one 45 days.
The normal days.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Mando, Joe team is killing, of course. Black Series team still needs to take notes. Well, I mean, I feel the Black Series team has been killing it lately, but when it comes to vehicles, I mean, that's something that we're going to bring up a lot on this station. And I know Tommy has, just kind of like pushed the envelope a little bit in seeing some of these, Black Series mega vehicles being made too. But I mean, that's just look down the hall to the Joe team and say, okay, what do you guys, how are you marketing? Are you marketing, and take a couple notes and do that. So, has any Joe HasLab never funded? No, they've all funded.
No, not yet.
Every one of them is funded. Even the 3 3/4 inch Sky Striker that I've got in my toy room funded, and that thing is beautiful.
Yeah, 100%. Rhino Hobbies, you don't have to pay for it until if you're a Pulse member.
I think he was talking about that surcharge. There was some form of a surcharge
Oh,
that
gotcha.
wasn't on any of. I didn't see any of it, but I've heard that.
Oh,
online.
Rhino, did you guys notice they added a $30 HasLab surcharge? Wow. So if you're a Pulse member, wow.
You don't have to
so,
pay that. Okay.
A surcharge. What do they mean by HasLab surcharge?
I don't know. Let me log out and see if I can. Let me see if I can log out of my account real quick and pretend.
Are you a Pulse member though, Scott?
Yes, I am.
You
a
are.
Pulse
You still have a
member.
membership. Okay.
Yeah, I rebacked it. I got back into it because I'm an idiot.
You know what? It's worth it. It's worth it just for the convention exclusives. I'm sorry, but yeah. Commander Cook, yeah.
I think as Scott's looking that up, the only thing I would want to mention is I've been seeing lots of misinformation and ill-informed people online not seeming to understand how the order process is going to work on the Black Series Anakin and Obi-Wan set. So I'm just going to clarify for the people watching this show. If you are at San Diego Comic-Con, you will obviously be able to purchase the set at the convention. After the convention is over or sometime during that weekend, they will be releasing a quote-unquote limited quantity for online order, straight up purchase, no pre-order, just straight up buy it from the website on Hasbro Pulse. Obviously, I'm guessing it's going to be limited quantity, 1 or 2. So for all the people saying that you can't get this outside of San Diego Comic-Con, they are not correct. Just, so everybody, if you're freaking out about the set, if you're a Pulse Premium member, you will have no problem getting the set whatsoever.
Yeah.
And that's not a new thing. That's just people panicking right now because it's so awesome, right? It's always been like that.
The FOMO is going to be very like this Comic-Con with Joe, with all the other exclusive. It's going to be very like cutthroat.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. So I have some information on the HasLabs. Oh, fly! Damn it! The HasLab surcharge is a per item fee that covers the shipping cost.
The shipping, yeah.
So it is your shipping fee. That's it. Okay. It surcharges the HasLab shipping because then it charges $6.99 for shipping, but then removes the $6.99 charge. So
So that's all. And Scott are on it. We got you. No more panicking.
And honestly, that's a great price for shipping for something that's probably going to cost, be 10 pounds. It's.
I can't see that $6.99 being legitimate somewhere down the line because that thing was. So you saw the Rattler showing up. That thing was massive.
Yeah.
And $6.99, you're killing your FedEx employee.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. Oh no, the premium membership is worth it at $60 a year.
Yeah.
I like I said, even though I cut back on certain things, I still order a lot from them. But even the fact that you can get early access to exclusives, I think that's worth it. You know what I mean? Just that you're not missing out.
If you're into the hobby and you consistently buy new stuff, then it's absolutely worth it.
Yeah.
The only problem I have with it is I'll pre-order something and then I'll find it at Target first and I'll get that nice 5% discount. I mean, it's 5%, but
hey, man,
5% is 5%.
Yeah.
So I constantly find myself canceling my pre-orders because Target or whatever will get them first.
Yeah.
And so
well,
it's kind of a
safety net, I think, right? Like, you have it. And if you miss it at the stores, like I do, it'll come. How membership is? I think it's 60. I'm not.
I think it's 50.
No,
it's 50. It's 50.
49. Okay, cool. Sorry to panic you, Howard Runner.
What he's still looking for an account. So
he's still looking to partner up with somebody to share an account with.
He needs to look to drop $50. That's what he needs to do.
Just do it, man. If you order enough, like Tommy said, it's worth it. But
it is.
Well, cool, man. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. It'll be available. It's just that people will be kind of like on the edge on that Anakin Obi-Wan set. And you know what? Good for them because it's an epic set, and it should have a lot of hype behind it. It should a lot of people clamoring for it, right? Because that's the things that we go ahead. That's the things that we need as a fandom to really tell Hasbro this is the right path. This is what we like. We love this. The price was $109, not bad at all for what you get. So we will more information that we hear. I think the only thing left is the quantity, the limited quantities. Like, if it's 1 or 2, like I said, if it's 2, I'm gonna try extra hard to get one for the show and use it as a giveaway. especially when Starlight Digest is going to be hitting 5,000 subs very soon. So that's a perfect way of giving a little bit back, you know, and we'll do it on the toy chest. Yeah.
And, you know, we've, I guess we say this in fandom enough, but, you know, look, if they limit it to 2, it's 2, you know.
Yep.
The problem of it is we have a couple of bad contributors that's out there that do the 10 to 15 and thing, and then there's astronomical jack up prices online. I think if we can get it to the 1 and 2, then hopefully that gets in the hands of people that really want it, man.
I agree, and that's where 100%. And like every time we would do a exclusive and it was 1 to 2, we always had friends that made sure everybody in our circle got one. So it's like if say so and so doesn't collect, they would buy 2, get reimbursed for that purposes, you know. But yeah, the 5 or 10, you know, it's abused, you know, and it's so funny. You know, again, we'll get off of Joe in a second, but the second after any HasLab is done, people miss out. It's like, you got 45 days. And then all of a sudden, and that's like, you got to avoid those eBays, man, because they're going to buy 5, throw it up on eBay, and it'll be on pre-order for a year and a half until it's there. Do yourself a favor and make sure if you're going to get in those HasLabs, you hit it. I don't care if it's 0 hour, but make sure you do it. Don't forget about it. Just pay attention to those and stay on top. Because again, we don't want to feed the trolls. We don't want to feed the scalpers, man. Or that's not a scalper. Yeah, the one who buys 5 and puts those, because you have opportunity of buying, you know, 1 million of these things could be sold. It's not like you're going to the store and gutting it, but save yourself some heartache and stuff like that. You know, unless you can't and you want to spread it out later. It's like a little PSA.
It also always blows me away the number of people, you know, this thing will be going for 45 days. You'll be inundated online with advertisements for it on YouTube, on Facebook, Instagram. You'll be inundated and people will be like, well, where was that? What store did you buy that at? I didn't hear about this. And it's like, if you follow the line at all,
if you're collecting that line, you should know months before that drops, right? So,
and Mooch, you got a great point about that too. It's like the one thing that, you know, look, Hasbro give its ups and downs or whatever they have. The one thing is when you order from Hasbro Pulse directly, at least you get a trusted individual where you know that item's coming. If something happens en route, you know, they've got extras to send out to you. When you're ordering from somebody on Evil Bay, as we call it, or any other place like that, you know, you're really kind of taking the risk of, is this person going to be credible?
Yes.
So, you know, if you have the option, it always makes sense to do it from Hasbro Pulse on an item this large.
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, this is they're not limited quantities on the HasLabs. You order and you know, it's there is no FOMO, there is nothing. It's just you have 45 days to purchase it, and then you wait a year and a half for it. You know, that's just the way it is. It's not a bad system, honestly.
No, it's great. As a matter of fact, I just wish that Star Wars Black Series could figure it out. You know, and I don't know.
I do too. I don't really do. And I mean, I have some ideas that I want to push, some campaign ideas, like Tommy. Okay, there's a plug for Tommy's channel, Bliss Transmissions. If you guys haven't seen, there's link in the description below.
He's right.
He did an amazing pitch for a Black Series HasLab, the Geonosian Arena with the creatures. I dug it, man. I thought that was excellent, hands down. The only thing I would do is just put a 3-pack of Geonosian soldiers versus Poggle the Lesser and have Poggle the Lesser in mainline. That's it.
Yeah.
Other than I think I put that. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, of course, go follow that and go watch that video, man. But those are the type of videos that we need to make, right? We need to put those together, get the crowd, you know, like everybody who's supported behind it, and then push that to Hasbro and tell them, look, don't drop the HasLabs for Black Series. Don't drop the vehicles for Black Series. There's still passion there. Trust us. Don't let that Rancor scare you. There's still passion for the Rancor. You know what I mean? There's just ways of doing it. Like, don't get scared. And you take
don't cross your arms and say, no, I'm not going to do it again, because that's shooting yourself in the foot. Yeah.
I'd rather them tell them that everything's on the table versus absolutely not. I'd rather see, you know, even
what I can tell you for a fact is that the Hasbro Star Wars team does actually pay attention to when you comment on the replay of a live stream or when you comment on their YouTube and Instagram posts. If you're commenting on that, they are actually looking at it, whether they reply or not. So if you want to get your voice heard, if there's a specific character that you want made in the line or an idea that you want pushed, just comment and let them know. And they will at least see it, you know.
I mean, it's just taking the pulse, right? Like it's just taking the
Hey, see what you did there.
Yeah. It's just, you know, kind of like gauging where things are, what's being said, right? You know, like fans speak with their wallets. They spoke on that Rancor the first time. Was it because no one wanted it? It was we beat that with the dead
We've
horse
been over
many times, but you know why that failed, and I hope they know why it failed, but I don't know if they know why. They
the
probably
marketing the marketing sucked for the Rancor.
Yeah,
it sucked.
Yeah. Hell Runner, he'd happily pass on a Rancor the second time.
I feel like Hal Runner just lives to be the contrarian. Like, not many people that are into action figures I know say they would get the Reva saber, like he said, but would not get the Rancor. I'm like, what is this guy's either like the master gaslighter or he's like
I'm so sad that Reva saber didn't get
well, and I will say that, you know, Rhino Hobbies brings up a great point here too. That no Ula no Mula that Yakface did, that definitely contributed to the downfall of the Rancor. And you know, Yakface is on record. He was on Black Series Cantina a little over a year ago, and they asked him about that. They gave him some pushback on doing that. He said, hey, they should have promoted it to the point where even if I did no Ula no Mula, it wouldn't have worked, you know, it still would have passed. So you know, I get it from both ends, you know.
Of course. And I know that like I said, I've said this in the past too, that there has been this line in the sand of us versus them. It has been in the past. You know what I mean? Like Hasbro does what they want, and the fandoms speak, and it just doesn't seem like it's getting through. I do feel like some of the communication is blurring a little bit, which is great. And I hope, like I said, with this San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, it is something that the fans are like nailed it. And even last year's exclusives nailed it. Some of those figure line, character choices, they're nailing it. And I like the fact that it's good to tell them also, you know, like, I don't want a us versus them attitude. You know, it shouldn't never be.
And also, I think that, you know, there's a degree of fandom that we've gotten into where people are very harsh when it comes to talking about the team members. And I'm talking about beyond just about, you know, what it is about the job or something. It gets personal. And so you can understand the withdrawal. Because if you want positive feedback, you've got to actually give positive vibes too. So if it's a legitimate question, I'm sure most of the time they want to answer it. But when you are, you know, really kind of like trolling and being abusive, it's not going to. So it's a two-way street because we don't want them to do that back to us as well.
Yeah, 100%, man. Like I said, the fans take it way too far on a lot of occasions, you know, not just toys, it's movies and all that stuff. And I mean, you can't just like get rid of all excitement and say, here's what we're going to put, here's all the figures that we're going to lay out for the next 5 years to the T. And just, you know, I understand the generating, you know, news and buzz and all these things and reasoning why you would repeat and all that stuff. But but speaking of a repeat promotional thing, so Coca-Cola, which I guess Frito-Lay Corporation, I don't even know if that's around, like, you know, it used to be like Pepsi and Doritos, and of course I think it had the KFC, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut chain. Like I think that was
now
all part
the
of it.
difference is that Frito-Lay owns everything now.
So maybe okay, so either Frito-Lay was, I thought they were either like merged or they just bought Coke or whatever.
No, they have like a monopoly on like all snacks ever.
Oh yeah. So Coca-Cola has the can resurgence came around, the promotional cans. Now, this is reminiscent of the 1989 promo thing where you had I think 30 cans plus the rare golden Yoda Chase can, I searched and searched. I had all 30 except for that Yoda. I never found them. I can never find them. I remember like eBay back then did that can was going for like hundreds of bucks when you found it, right?
Wow.
And, I mean, try to ship that.
It was crazy, man.
Yeah, well, It was nuts, and I don't even drink soda, so like I think the cans are cool. I think the layout for this go around Coca-Cola, I like it a lot better. I think the artwork is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm just questioning the timing. Now, two rules of thought here.
Okay.
And I'll let you guys kind of go into it.
Interesting.
This is something of a promotional thing, in my opinion, that should be geared towards a big event, a 50th anniversary, if you will, something that really gets everybody excited for Star Wars.
Okay.
And it's in the stores, it's everywhere. That's where I expected this to happen, and why it's happening now when we don't have anything until May of next year or April, right? With the Mando Grogu movie. That's, I mean, it's not even close to that kind of marketing. Is this a way of just keeping it in the forefront, just keeping it relevant? Like, hey, Star Wars we might not have any Disney Plus shows, we might not have any theater talk, but this is something in the stores. It's there. Cereal, it's like Jar Jar's in your face again. Like, this is kind of like, we're not going anywhere. But I also think like it could benefit from a step back and then a full push coming next year. Like, you know,
keeping it relevant, right? Keeping it in everybody's mind. I mean, that's a good question. Why now?
Why now?
Yeah. Huh. I don't have an answer for that. So, yeah.
I return to, and I don't know if this theory has pushed its bounds into Lucasfilm this much, but Daryl DePriest, who famously worked for Hasbro, was a huge part of the G.I. Joe team. He helped create Classified and the Black Series, a lot of the lines, and Vintage Collection, all the lines we collect today, he helped create. He has this theory called the 20-year rule, where stuff that you grew up with as a kid, once you get settled in with a job and an income, you know, in your mid-20s, you start to yearn for that stuff you grew up with 20 years ago. And that's like the sweet spot for toy companies and product companies to make a resurgence of things that came out 20 years ago. So you wait 20 years. That's why, like, for action figures right now, prequels are super heavy. Clone Wars is super heavy right now because of that 20-year rule theory. That is like my only school of thought that I could think of, aside from just doing something to keep Star Wars relevant.
Just because there's space. There's a space there.
But with that said, I saw Hal Runner said it in the chat. My friend Zach from Black Series Cantina, he bought a 24 pack of Coke, and all 24 cans were Darth Maul. So you have to buy different cases to get different characters.
Okay.
That was never the case before. That was I was always a random thing.
Yeah.
I've got two things for you. Number one, I've got the press release. I've got the press release, and then I've got a list of all the different cans that are available if we want to go through it all.
There are some exclusives. Yeah.
There are some exclusives. Yeah. So it says I know, right?
Come on, man.
The press release says, for generations, Coca-Cola and Disney have shared a commitment to creating moments of joy and human connection. Let me see. This collaboration is about more than just bringing together two iconic brands. It's about celebrating the power of Star Wars fandom, shared passions, and the strength of community when we lift each other up. The Coca-Cola and Star Wars Refresh Your Galaxy campaign will feature cinematic commercial set in a movie theater. Have you guys seen the commercial?
I have seen it. It is epic.
It is brilliant.
Probably
it is
the best
brilliant
I've ever seen in my life.
It is
a 5-minute commercial, and it's fantastic.
It's incredible. Yeah. A cornerstone of Disney's collaboration with Coca-Cola continues to be creating campaigns in honor of fans. Let me see. Star Wars is a powerful cultural force around the world with millions of fans across generations who carry these stories off the screen and into their lives. This custom campaign is for them and inspired by them.
Yeah.
So there's no real reason for it other than to just give people something to go hunt for, right?
Yeah, it just feels like it's a 50th anniversary promo. That especially that commercial, it just feels like it's like gonna be. Well, that was nobody remember this campaign like they did a '99 campaign because that was around something, you know.
Yeah.
Well, also maybe we may get somehow during the 50th campaign because Coke and Star Wars has been around. Maybe they dish out a new flavor for the 50th anniversary. You know, because you're looking at the cans now. It might be just a little teaser, let people know, hey, we're still out here doing, working together.
I hope
remind
that's
you,
what it is,
you know?
Alex. I really do
Yeah.
hope that's what it is, because I don't want the 50th to roll by and be like, well, that was kind of like, it was they just returned to the theaters. Yeah, there's a celebration,
Yeah.
and stuff. And this has got to be a mega thing. Star Wars is popular. Scott, put that back on the list of the characters. Yeah,
I'm gonna read
okay.
it to you as well,
Okay,
so just in case the screen is kind of small for you. So
gotcha.
What we've got here is Coca-Cola Original Taste will feature Lando Calrissian, which I'm sure will just sit on the shelves because poor Lando just
That's the only case I'm buying, damn it.
I don't blame you, man.
Yeah. We could
Obi-Wan
trade.
Kenobi, Queen Amidala, Kylo Ren, Ahsoka Tano, Darth Maul, K2SO, Boba Fett, Poe Dameron, The Mandalorian, Cassian Andor, General Grievous, and Emperor Palpatine.
Mm-hmm.
The Zero Sugar will have Darth Vader, Yoda, Princess Leia, Anakin Skywalker, Luke Skywalker, Chewbacca, Han Solo, BB-8, C-3PO, R2-D2, Finn, Rey, Grogu, and an Imperial Stormtrooper. So let's see. Designs featuring the Mandalorian and Grogu. The First Order Stormtrooper and Chewbacca will be available only at Disney World and Disneyland.
Yeah. Seen those.
Wow.
So there's your exclusives, right? So there you go.
Disney exclusive. That's fantastic.
Disney exclusive Coke cans.
Commander Bly, does the Lando taste like Colt 45? Oh, they would sell so much more.
They do, man. They do, brother.
And Rhino, what? No Holdo? Yeah, dude. I would destroy all. I would make some Holdo.
I gotta say the character selection was pretty good on this. It's a good spread.
Yes.
Yeah. Hal Runner asked if that commercial was AI. No, I mean I'm sure he's joking, but like no, it wasn't an AI commercial. It was actually a very well thought out, very cool.
It's beautiful.
It reminded me of that one commercial. I don't know if it was just Star Wars in general, or it was like promoting like an iPhone or something, but the one with the kids look out the window and they it's a light side, dark side and it kind of built this world. That's what this felt like. It started small, then it ended up being like this huge brawl, and every character is in it, and it's all handmade it's all cosplayers, and it was like that's the feeling I get when I go to Celebration. It's just this, you forget the negativity, you forget like all these things about what, the stuff that we talk about, Holdo, and so you forget that and stuff. And it's like the sense of community is great. And I love it. And like I said, I just feel like so this promo is going on and I'm not excited about it, but if in 2 years, if it was going on, I'd be all over it. I would be all over it in 2027 because of the 50th, you know what I mean? Because it's the buildup, it's because it's a celebration, everything. And I would love it for it to be just have nothing in the stores for a year. That's be cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
As a collector, I'm good with that. And then hit it again, like boom, Mando Grogu movie. Then it's everywhere. Because if you just keep punching people in the face with Darth Vader and they just walk right by it. So when it does become something, they're just going to walk right by it. Yeah. It's a strategy that I said I'm looking into, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong in that sense of it, because like right now I'm not excited for this promo. I'm not going to collect them anyway, but I'm not. I'm not going to collect them anyway, but I'm not even if I walk by in the store, I'm just going to go, huh. But in 2027, I would I'll be sporting it, man. Like I'll be like, what? Because it's our world, right? It just doesn't. It's just a weird kind of timing choice for me.
It is a weird timing choice, but I tell you what, like you said, walking by, if I don't drink soda, I'll either drink water, coffee, or beer. That's what I drink. If I'm walking
first, then water. If there's time, beer.
You get me. That's it.
Exactly.
Walking down the aisle, though, if I'm going to pick up a soda, you bet your ass I'm going to grab a Darth Vader, or I'm going to grab a Boba Fett, or Anakin Skywalker. Yeah, it's just kind of cool to have that in your hand, right? I dig it.
Yeah,
I'm down.
Yeah, cool. I mean, I think if 100%. So if I was invited to a cookout, like I think Hal Runner's invited me to a cookout there. I see.
Okay.
If I was
There
invited,
you go.
I will definitely 100% seek that out first.
Yeah,
I'm going to, and no matter what time of the year is, I'm going to buy a case of Lando, and we're going to bring it. And
I think it's interesting. But the timing for it right now, I will tell you right now, I probably got 15 cases of Lando Calrissian coming. right now. Every damn time we do this show, there'll be a Lando.
Alex gonna have a
drink in
year
hand.
supply. He's just gonna hear you go, just like
Exactly, because Lando's technically the only thing I actually
Lando
collect from Star Wars.
cases are gonna be the
For
only
some strange
bag
reason.
warmer.
It's
Yeah.
so-
Why?
But,
Explain
I
it
don't
to
know.
us.
I have no clue. But I think it's interesting because like it's such an iconic brand. Yeah, both of them. They're all over the world. I think if it doesn't, look, it's a way of steering backlash a little bit without actually having to do with it. There's no TV shows. There's nothing else going on right now. It subtly puts your mind in to like, hey, Star Wars is out there, but all the negativity and all the other things that basically make the whole fandom pull apart. It's not there. You're picking up a Coke can. There's Star Wars on a Coke can. You're enjoying it.
Sure.
That's it. I think it's brilliant for them. Subtle and brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, again, and it could be another way of just keeping it in people's faces. So when they do see it in the theater, they do see it in Disney Plus, it's like, oh shit, it's like, hell yeah, Star Wars is always around. It hasn't gone anywhere, right? And so I do sometimes think like the marketing teams like kind of panic in that sense of like we got nothing for a year and a half as far as any kind of marketable IPs or anything to go to. So let's push things out there to keep the steam engine going. We got to keep that train going.
I think they have done it though. If the marketing team, because this is where the marketing team has to really step up here and just go with me here. You have like, iconic brands. It's Coke. It's got Star Wars, right? What else can you do from that? Well, hot damn, how many people can use the Force to crush cans? You could actually have a whole recycling thing if they want to do, but they're dropping the ball on this right here. It's like, take it to the next level. Let's go and clean the environment up at the same time.
That's actually pretty cool. Public safety announcement. It's like just recycle.
Just crush the can.
That's funny. Did you guys buy in the 1999? Do you guys remember that one? Like that whole.
I wasn't alive, so I wouldn't remember it.
Oh well.
Wow.
So whittle.
Like
what year are you born, Tommy?
2000.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, Bly remembers.
He does remember. Yeah.
I think he found that that golden Yoda can, and that's how you were born. Because it was
he was so excited.
He's like, babe, let's go. I got it. You made a promise.
Let's celebrate.
He says, "You're not touching me unless you find that." Hey, I found it. I'm sorry to get personal.
Wow.
The golden ticket. Yeah. Yeah, I was born December of 2000. It's my birthday.
Okay, my son was born in May of '99. So like the Phantom Menace has been out for a week, and then he was born right after. And then of course, to celebrate his birthday, went to see the movie again.
Crazy.
But
without him.
Yeah, of course.
I'm gonna celebrate.
But he was there at opening premiere because my wife at the time was pregnant with him, and it was
there. You go.
But I do remember the like. Someone asked me the other day what was like my most memorable time in Star Wars as far as like
Commander Bly. We found Tommy in a dumpster in 2000. Oh, he's a dumpster baby.
You're glad
kid,
you should be glad that Bly found you because a Trekkie could have found you and it could have been a whole other.
My
dressed
uncle,
up like a Klingon.
My uncle is a huge Trekkie, so
see, that could have been one or the other. What? Oh man. May 26th, Howlrunner. Yes. Yeah, so like the most memorable time in Star Wars when it came like this whole worldly thing again, it was 99, right? The Phantom Menace gear up. And I was working in Los Angeles at the time, so every building, every billboard, everything had. And of course the Mann's Chinese Theater had a big event, and I worked right down the street from it. People camped out 30 days. This is the early times of the internet where they had webcams and you can have chat rooms and all those things. It was very, very, very cool time in Star Wars promotional stuff, because it wasn't just the cans, it was the Happy Meal toys, it was the pizza boxes, it was everything. And they haven't done anything like that since the special editions. Because I don't remember like Force Awakens.
What did they do for Force Awakens?
I don't remember that much. Like I remember it being like there was a lot of promo going on.
Yeah.
But did they have Happy Meal toys? Did they have Pepsi cans?
Yeah.
Did they have?
Yeah, they had all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm
Did
sure.
they?
Did they?
They just didn't.
I just don't eat at McDonald's anymore. So hey,
they just didn't market it like they used to. You know,
Right,
I think that was that weird time where a lot of companies were missing out on how important like YouTube was to put ads on, and how important and YouTube itself wasn't putting out ads like they do today. Like they weren't leaning into it as hard as they do now. So that was a huge market that you missed out on back then.
I think so, because again, I was actually looking forward when the prequels were happening or the sequels were happening. I was looking forward to that environment again. You know, the midnight releases and going from, because I don't like KFC, Taco Bell, or Pizza Hut, but I ate those every day because Star Wars.
You got to do what you got to do
because Star Wars. I mean,
because Star Wars. You know,
slap a label on it and I buy it. Yeah, exactly. Yes, Hell Runner, Gemini Power. I surround myself with Geminis a lot. So
my apologies, I'm not.
Nope.
Well,
none here.
Tommy, what day? December what?
December 7th, Pearl Harbor Day.
Oh,
birthday.
Okay. Tommy will live in infamy. Again. Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah, just for that, someone send $1.99, kick me off the show. And if you want me to share my social security next?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Pop up your
magic 4 numbers.
Mother's maiden name, and let's see, what else have we got?
What are your security questions? What was your first grade teacher's name?
Oh God! Oh, Mando Mike is a Gemini. Oh, my apologies, Darth Moocher.
Wow.
Hey,
yikes!
I get along with Mando. He's good. He's good people. Yes, fire.
Oh man,
that's just because I'm comfortable with you guys. That's all.
Yeah, there you
go. You know, one thing I haven't heard is a lot of people bitching though about the fact that this is happening, right? Because normally Star Wars puts a logo on something and people go, "Oh my God, I can't believe they're merchandising like this," like they haven't been doing it since 1977. But this is the first time that I better than Scott ass. LOL. Funny. Virgo baby. Anyway.
Oh, gross.
I know, right?
Wow.
New Year's babies. You know what your parents did on New Year's?
I know what my parents were doing on New Year's. Yeah. Wow. But
see, it goes full circle there, Tommy.
It does. I haven't noticed a bunch of people bitching about the fact that this is happening, right?
Yeah.
And normally it does. So they must either people are ignoring it or they're just they've given up and they're just acclimated to it by this point.
I feel like it's just another thing. That's kind of how I feel about this. Like, there's no, like, at least I remember like when the Star Wars Blue Milk happened last year?
Yes.
I was going out of my way left and right to run to Walmart and grab a half gallon of Blue Milk over and over and over again. Or like they did the Star Wars Oreos. Last year.
Oh, those were so good.
You know, that might just be what it is in the summertime they just do like little brand deals with different consumables. But
very true.
But yeah, like the Oreos were fun because they had the characters on the cookie and you could
dark side,
you either got light side or dark side.
Yeah.
And like
and they had the sugar crystals in them. Those were good.
Yeah. Whereas with this, it's like, like I just don't, and especially after knowing that like my friend Zach got the whole case was one character. I'm like, so I have to buy how many cases to maybe get all the like that's just to me not worth it anymore, you know?
Yeah. Do they even sell individual Coke cans anymore?
Yeah, they do. Like
do.
The tall boys, you know? Yeah. They do that.
Mando Mike slap Star Wars on it and it will sell.
Of course.
At one point, yes.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you're getting a little bit more.
Well, I think that everybody's gotten jaded, like to your point where it was, or to both of your guys' points, to Tommy's too, it's just more par for the course, right? Of course, you're going to walk in on June, July, walk in a supermarket and there'll be 2 liters of Star Wars, whatever, cereal boxes with Star Wars or whatever. It's the summer promo. I don't even think about that, like the summer promotional thing. I'm always like thinking, because again, maybe out of sight or just kind of like I expect to see it at these days where I don't think it's special.
Well, honestly,
maybe this wasn't meant to be special. It was just another day.
Honestly, since Rise of Skywalker, we have had new Star Wars out every year, right? We've had some
Yep.
form of new Star
Yeah.
Wars every year. And this is the first time since the end of Andor, we're not looking at anything coming out until next year, right? Mid next year. So,
Right. Visions,
or
that's it,
wait,
yeah.
I mean, Visions is, you know,
Yeah.
who
Yeah,
gives
it's
a
not
shit?
canon,
I'm
though,
sorry, I didn't say
you know?
that. Yeah. It's just,
Yeah.
I think,
I
think that
feel
this is-
I feel
Go ahead.
sometimes it's you could take those opportunities and you can take a step back a little bit and then breathe new life into it, like hit it with a punch. Like, what's the reason? Oh, Mando Grogu's out. Boom! I mean,
Yeah.
a huge marketing push for it. If it's the return of Star Wars in the theaters and it's supposed to, quote unquote, save the theater world of moviegoers or whatever it is, and I do believe it's going to have a major impact on that. More so than DC's doing and Marvel's doing. I think the return to Star Wars, especially those two characters, I think it's going to have more of an impact than people think. And so why not wait? And I mean, it makes it again for a consumer, it makes sense, but for a business, it might not. As far as like waiting that long.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
mean, it's funny how we could talk about collecting in the food aisles versus even though the toys. You got your construction workers are letting bugs in, dude.
They let a damn fly in the house. Damn it.
Yeah, I think with the Coke cans, it's just maybe I just don't care. But I also feel like I'm ready to just have fun with Star Wars again. I think that I'm so I'm really tired of being in the weeds about just all the negativity and like I don't know if you guys have noticed.
Exactly.
Seriously.
The whole like it started as the clickbait and then it kind of went into like the rage bait titles where like now it's just like straight up misinformation.
Yes.
For the sake of the clicks and views. And whether it's action figures or Star Wars or Marvel or whatever else I'm interested in, I'm like, I just can't even do this anymore. I just need to take a step back. I'm like just focusing on myself and my content. And I just need to I really need Mando and Grogu to kind of be that light in the dark right now, where it's just a fun movie. We can all have fun watching Star Wars again and just enjoy ourselves. And I just need to, I guess mentally, I need to just block out the people that are being super hypercritical and needing everything to be the dark and gritty, super serious,
Yeah, 100%. There's YouTube channels that I follow, and I just kind of like gauge and stuff, and I haven't been following because now all their things are clickbaity, rage baiting titles, and it's like, wait a second, you used to be a very positive, and I'm not just seeking out just positive. I'm seeking out people who are knowledgeable in Star Wars and they talk about with some authority to it. So example, like when Starlight Digest on Wednesdays, if we hear a rumor, we will call it a rumor until it's official, and we will call it the way it is. We won't sit there and run with anything false. We will say, no, we heard, but how cool would that be? And we'll talk about why that rumor would be cool.
Right.
These people will say something like, Daisy Ridley said something. All of a sudden, boom, Daisy Ridley hates everybody and everything. And they run with that. And I'm noticing like a lot of people that I have on my follow list, dude, they're going that route. Now, is it because of the lack of content? So they have to, because they're making YouTube their day job. And so they have to, they're doing the theory route, I'll say it. They're doing the theory route, so, and it's sad. And you're right. It is to the point where it's like, look, man, sometimes if you just unplug and you plug it back in, it's like, wow, this is so cool because, and that's why I tell everybody to go to a celebration if they can, because all that stuff, all that negativity, like, it's like, Laura Dern can walk on stage and I will fist pump. Hell yeah, hold on, But here I'm like, I hated that character. I love Laura Dern. She's awesome, but I don't like that character. But at Celebration, I don't even remember why I didn't like her.
I think it's good. I think it's good to have that reset though. Like, and honestly, that's kind of what times like this are for with the Coke promotion. It's just a fun little lighthearted, get the casuals involved, get the casuals remembering that Star Wars exists. And,
I agree.
Including characters from all the eras of the franchise is also important to do.
I thought that was cool too. Yeah.
I think for me, with just the current climate, I think it's important that we have that reset. like you said, is for you it's Star Wars Celebration. For me, most recently it was ICC-Con. That convention is just nothing but passionate fans who love the hobby of collecting, who love to interact with each other. And that was like my reset. I got to sit back, I got to come back, and I'm like, okay, I'm focused on what I enjoy again, as opposed to, and part of it too is the want for making money off of social media takes over the passion for a lot of people.
Yes.
And
because now you're forcing it. You're forcing content.
Yeah, and it ebbs and flows with social media. Like you have your downtime. Like this month for Star Wars action figures has been super light since the fan stream. And I see people being like, "Oh, is the Black Series in trouble? Is the line gonna die? Like, oh, what's Hasbro gonna lose the license?" And I'm like, guys, I know that you have to like try a little harder to get the creative juices flowing and come up with content ideas, but that doesn't mean you should stoop to the level of making the cheap, easy content. That's gonna make sure, because once the money starts going down a little bit, people are like, now I gotta hurry up and go the cheap way to make sure.
Now I know what my next short's gonna be. It's gonna be the camera up my nose with snot drooling out, like total Blair Witch Project. Oh my god,
nothing coming out.
Nothing's coming out. What are we gonna do?
But we haven't gotten to the part of the culture where that's rewarded.
Yes.
And look, the clickbait stuff is disease that's going around, and I think more people want to be personalities instead of just actually doing something that you love. It's all about, can I get, I soak in the attention that people give me, and I constantly need to feed into that attention. I can tell you one for all, I don't do YouTube for that. I do YouTube because of the fact is that I enjoy the conversations, enjoy the positivity. But when that clickbaity kind of stuff kind of flows in and everyone is guilty of trying that, it's like you're just doing that for the likes, but you're not doing that to be relevant. And what's going to end up happening is you're going to, the same engine that you're feeding today will start eating on you later. And that's going to be the problem. You're creating a monster that you can't get rid of. So it's just best to be honest with what you're doing.
And the thing that sucks though is that negativity, that rage bait, that clickbait is what generates clicks, right?
It does.
You can't go online and say, I love Star Wars, I'm happy with everything that's coming out, and expect anybody to look at it, because everybody wants to know why you're mad.
Well, you're a shill then.
So it's
exactly,
man. It's a no-win scenario, man. It really is. And but I can tell you all out there listening, watching, if you were to meet any one of us in these windows, we are exactly the same person that you see here in person. We're the exact same person. We're not putting on a front. We're not acting.
That's kind of something that's, I know we've totally lost track of the conversation, but something that I kind of have noticed recently, and again, going to events, experiencing real life interactions with people. Just because you do YouTube doesn't mean you're any kind of a celebrity. You are nobody important, like in the grand scheme of things. You are just a community member that makes videos. But at that same time, there are people that make sure they watch all of your videos, and they will be excited to see you. And I've actually taken a step back from some people that I associate with, because I am not a fan of the way that they interact with other fans. It's God forbid someone's excited to meet you because they've been watching your YouTube videos for 4 or 5 years now. And I don't understand why that has to be a chore. As the content creator, you're putting in the effort. You should be excited that you get to talk with people. So I always try to make sure when I meet somebody at a convention or at a toy show that I give you the time of day and have a real conversation with you, because I'm no better than anybody else. I just happen to waste a lot of my time making videos about the thing that we both enjoy. You're probably this highbrow, very like ultra intellectual mindset. I can't stand it.
You're probably going to get a hug from me, and then I'll take you hunting. That's how it works.
The good hunting, the toy hunting.
And then you never heard from me again. No,
no, I to piggyback on that, we've always started this channel a long time ago because it was a group of friends talking to a group of friends that want to talk to more people. And I treat this like a big Comic-Con. Every time I went to San Diego Comic-Con, I would be amongst 100,000 people just like me. And any line I'd be talking to them, we'd be talking the same language. And this is the same. It's just an extension of it. You know, we just got mics and did it the same way. There's no difference. So yeah, when we're starved for content, you know, we just talk. We just turn the cameras on and talk. And it comes like, all right, let's just talk because something that we're passionate about. And I never want to lose that. Plus, I think we all here are on the right side of history when it comes to it. You know, we might be the minority when it comes to the I wouldn't say popular. I would say the channels that have like the
positivity,
the click popularity versus a good conversation and on the right side of history on that. You know what I mean? So I'd rather be on that side than have a channel where I'm like, you know, I'm looked at as a dick on the outside. I don't ever want to, you know, to be that person. So no, it's great. I forgot to give a shout out to somebody here in the chat.
You son of a bitch.
I popped it up, but Bly got me. Well, hold on. I'm gonna get you because there you go.
He's looking.
Boom, the casual clone. Hello, gang. What is up?
What's up? Your casual clone makes some of the most amazing, masterfully done custom action figures I've ever seen in my life. He's been making little art, Instagram and YouTube. He's been making little art pieces where it's a Clone Trooper Black Series figure, but he makes it where it's like decayed. It's like been it's a body that's been there for years, so it's like slumped over a tree stump, and there's moss and mushrooms growing out of it.
I love
you
it.
can see the
hell yeah
on the inside. He's from Germany. He's masterful. Yeah.
Now you have been followed, my friend.
Nice.
All right.
Nice. What up, Meeks? What's up, man? Yeah, Mando Mike, you're not a dick in real life, dude. I meet you so many times. You're probably nicer than me. You might be a dick to you because you know Geminis. We don't have dicks to each other.
Dude was in my wedding. The dude was in my wedding. He's a dick.
Geminis, we know how to fake it. We know how to just play both sides of our mouth right there. So, all right, guys. Well, let's call it a short episode this week. You know, as we get into July and we get into Comic-Con, and that's where I'm putting my kind of like my efforts into seeing what comes out as the collecting world. You know, and well, we know what's coming out in the Black Series as far as that, and then we'll, you know, after that, it's just all about pre-orders and live streams, and wait until we get into Mando Grogu. Man, I cannot wait till Star Wars is in. I like retracting because I feel like Tommy said, it's a thing where you can take a step back and you can talk just subjects. You don't not force subjects. You could just like look at your collections and look at whatever. Have a barbecue, grab that, you know, case of Darth Mauls and just kind of go to town. And so
you're not getting Landos.
No, Landos is all somebody is going to buy them all up. But anyway, thank you guys so much. Of course, on the Starlight Digest front, we'll see you on Wednesday when we break down all the latest and greatest Star Wars news. Again, is there any?
There is.
If not, we will hang out. We will hang out if there isn't.
I'll tell you about it on Wednesday.
Okay, cool. But yeah, Tommy, Blitz Transmissions, go.
Oh, something like that. Yeah, I have this channel. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to have time to post the next couple days here because my work schedule is switching shifts. So I go in tonight, I come home and I sleep for 8 hours, and then I go back tomorrow. So I am, however, on vacation next week. So my plan, it's a staycation. So I'm going to be getting like probably like 20-30 videos together, so I get nice and ahead for all my reviews and everything. So if you're in my Patreon or you're in my YouTube channel membership, you will have access to all of that as soon as I complete it. I also missed a month on my Patreon giveaway, so I'll have to do that like middle of this week. My Patreon people, make sure you keep an eye out because I'm going to be losing my train of thought. I'm going to be posting giveaway prizes, like the pool of prizes you guys get to pick from, and then I'll post like, hey, this is what I'm giving away. So I'll probably do that middle to end of this week. And then let's see. Yeah, just more stuff coming out. I think my next HasLab pitch, which I want to release this month, is going to be a little more ambitious.
Let's go.
More ambitious than Geonosis?
A Black Series. Let's look into what a Black Series Republic gunship would look like true to scale, and then could we cheat the scale to make it less space, much of a space eater. And then let's see. The last thing I want to talk about, I want to get back into lore videos. Kind of got away from, I was really focused on action figures for a while here, and I don't want to forget my lore stuff. So I kind of want to do a video like catching us up, like with all these Disney Plus shows. What holes have we filled with the sequel trilogy with all these Disney Plus shows, and what holes do we still have left to fill? So I think that'd be an interesting video, just kind of going through what each show has covered and plugged in, and then kind of saying what's the next step to help make the sequel trilogy feel more cohesive. The answer is doing an animated show between The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker, but we'll have to see what happens in the future here.
It wouldn't hurt, especially with this. I don't know if you saw this, but when this book came out, this little children's pop-up book, changed a lot.
Yeah, I'm just saying it. Do a show, Rafin and Poe. They're being chased by the Knights of Ren for 1 or 2 seasons. Clone Wars animation, Rebels animation.
We need content for Knights of Ren.
Have Kylo Ren grappling with the ghost of his father haunting him. I want to see all of that.
Yes, sir, Scott.
I got to roll, guys. So
all right,
have a wonderful night, my friends.
Thank you.
I'll see you Wednesday. All right, bye-bye.
Tommy,
keep it nerdy, everybody.
Yeah, Tommy, thank you for that so much. And also, you dropped another episode with Commander Bly, which I thoroughly enjoyed because you guys were talking cosplay and had some really cool takes on it. Because as a 3D printer, I 100% agree with you guys. But don't take my word for it. The link is in the description below. Click on it, find those videos, support the entire cast, support our network here. And speaking of, last but not least, of course, Alexander Storm, SKN. We got to go because these guys got shit to do, man.
There's always something. And if you're watching this right now, in about less than about 20 minutes, go over to SKN, and we are running for all the people that wanted to talk about the HasLab scenario this morning. Special Toy Box Chronicles on a Monday night. We normally do them on Wednesdays. Got a little bit of the scheduling this week too, because of the fact is that it is the 4th of July.
Right.
So, we're also taping in the week. Toy Box Chronicles will be live on Wednesday, like it is. So you get tonight, you get Wednesday, same time, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Friday, we are still dropping Pixel Plastic Inc., but that will be pre-recorded. And we're going to do something towards the whole patriotic Independence Day scenario. So we're going to knock out the most patriotic characters in all the comics. So
comics.
It's going to be a little interesting on that one. So wait to see who makes that list. There's a lot of guys across a bunch of things tonight. Also, never stops. Thank you, Commander Bly. We try not to, but now here's the thing: while we do never stop, and while it is constantly going, there are 2 people in here, and I've just got this thing because they're always sending me things to announce. There's 2 people testing an app right now. It's called Toy Hunter, and I have just gotten the okay to let everybody know that we are actively seeking people to test this app. This is like Bandito Radio, like Sorlac, like Blitz Transmissions, like SKN. It's one of those things it's for the fandom. It's a very interesting platform that if you ever want to get in a bind, you're at a convention or something, and you just don't know the price of like an item, Toy Hunter, you can go on, search for that item, and you can actually trade back and forth with vendors and for actual customers. So it's meant to be as in whole community. You can find like-minded people on it. It is Toy Hunter. That's TOYHUNT, no ER. So Toy Hunter without the E. Toy Hunter, if you go to info@toyhunter.com right now, sign up and you can be one of the beta testers like Tommy is, like my man right here, Darth Moocher is, and everybody else. Make sure you're going over there because it is built for the fandom. And while we're talking about the fandom, our buddies over at the Toy Mercs just reached 6,000 on their Instagram page. So they're doing a giveaway in the next couple of weeks. And there is for the culture, by the culture, for the community, by the community. So they're going to do a massive giveaway. We're going to be all kind of involved in that. Tommy, got to talk to you about that. You can go over there and say congratulations. They're on Wednesday nights. Now, if you look at Wednesday nights, it's got Toy Mercs. They start at 6 o'clock. Toy Box Chronicles at 7. And then, of course, Darth Moocher, best damn Star Wars show on the face of the galaxy, in any galaxy. The Sarlacc Digest podcast comes on Wednesday nights, and we're trying to line up Tommy to give us that information on when he's on, so we can start doing that on our channel. So that's what we got planned, man. But hey, if you got some time to kill tonight, make sure that you're popping over and hanging out with us a little bit.
We'll be there. I'll be in chat. I can't wait.
Thank you.
Yeah, like I said, even though I stopped classified, I'm still interested in it, and I still am rooting for the line, and we'll live vicariously through all the current collectors. But yeah, thanks guys so much. Again, links are in the description below. Since we got the okay with the Toy Hunter app, I will make sure that gets a proper description piece moving forward, and let's get that going. I think it's the future of collecting, and it's the future of how we do conventions. It's a game changer. So
you know what, Darth also said that Mando Mike says, what's SKN stand for? It stands for the Shadow Nose Network. Shadow Nose Network, SKN for short, sir.
Yep. And
Shadow with an E, actually. So E after ended.
Yeah. I always spell it wrong, but when I type it
right wrong, it's nobody
everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Whatever you're supposed to do it.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. Have a good rest of the week for those of you on vacation. Happy 4th of July for the Americans out there. And for everybody else, we'll get back on schedule soon. So thank you so much. Scott already said keep it nerdy, so I'm not now. He's already did it. So
we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Later.
This is Grand Admiral Thrawn. You are listening to the Sarlacc Digest. What a fascinating play on words.